The Enneagram of the Ego, a talk by Oscar Ichazo. In 1968, Oscar Ichazo, the father of the modern Enneagram movement, began teaching his unique philosophical system called integral philosophy at the Institute of Applied Psychology in Santiago, Chile. In 1995, he gave a series of talks known as the Velocity Lectures, in which he answers one of the great philosophical questions: what is the basic structure of the ego? The following is an excerpt from one of those talks.
What we want to know is if we have certain personality in ourselves, certain ego person that calls himself I. Then come the Enneagram of Inquiry. And this is one of the most delicate parts of all, because now you are going to inquire into the mind slowly, carefully, following the Enneagram, because it's a series. And this series is on the basis of the Aristotelian categories. Immediately in our inquiry, we have to make the people to enter in the inquiry, an inquiry about its origin. Where the ego is originated. You can say, well, in the instincts, but well, the instincts are three, so you got to have three egos. But where are they? The moment that you want to grasp in the mind, if you really see very clearly, there is no origin for it. Could be in any time. Where can you pinpoint here is where it started? We don't know. You can really go even back and back and back. When is the first time I say I? You know, it's very difficult for saying it is impossible. When these have been grasped, then you have to continue to quality and say, okay, what color has the ego? Is it green? What about blue? Violet? Rainbow? What color? Then what form? Has it a form? Try to see inside of you. Has a form? Then we go to quantity and we see the ego is one, the ego is many. How many? Could be a multiplicity, multiple personality. The number 4 is relation, the category of relation. Relation of what? Relation to this, to that. Bigger, smaller, relative in what sense? Here the question is, well, the ego is big. Everybody will say, yeah. Or a small, you know. And then get inside, you know, to really see if there is any size to the ego, till you find, and he finds, now we are talking in those terms, that in reality the question in itself is absurd. This is all what we are doing with all the questions. In reality, we are working in a process of koan, but this is a koan that is, you know, in a sequence from one point to the other, almost forcing the mind to recognize each one of the points. This is a kind of really deconstruction of the mind. Piece by piece, we are really reducing it to nothing. So the next is the category of space, number 5. In a space, we have to ask the question where it abides. What is his precise space? Tell me. It's in the belly, it's in the heart, it is in your head, your ears, till it becomes a reality that is not abiding nowhere, have to become a reality. Then the next point is the point of time. So the question is, when arises our awareness of the ego? How long stays that awareness? Till we forget ourselves. And when we forget ourselves, where it goes? Why it comes that disappears? It got to go somewhere, till you find that no, that again the question is absurd. The next 7 is the category of position, the how it appears. So you question and you say, how the ego appears? After we really get, to clarify that there is no position for the ego, that he doesn't. He's not sit down, he's not running, he's not stand up. Now number 8, the category of accident. The accident here, as we have said, in what fashion? How he's dressing, sportive? Or what? Perhaps in tuxedo. It could, he's serious. And the last, this is where we are coming, substance. We want to know if the ego has certain substance. What substance? What is his substance? You have really to repeat the question till the person really realizes that there is no substance there. This means pretty much to one thing, that there is no ego entity. Then what it is there? There is only mind. There is only a mind who is aware constantly, that is looking. This awareness is the basis of all these appearances. You take the awareness out, everything disappears. Inasmuch the awareness is there, I mean the mind, all the appearances are there. But now, caution here. That appearances and the mind are the same thing. This is like water. This is the oldest of metaphors for the mind. It's like water. It's totally calm, totally crystalline, and doesn't move. And the thinking is like the waves in that water. But one thing here is important. The waves and the water are the same. So thinking is water moving. Awareness is water not moving. Now what we want is to get in a state of unification of this quietude of mind and the movement, and nevertheless we are still in state of meditation, meaning we didn't forget that the entire thing is just our mind. Inasmuch we sustain that, we have insight into the nature of our mind. What's the nature of our mind? All appearances and the mind are like water. They are the same.
Awakening of the Mind Practices. Oscar Ichazo's Awakening of the Mind practices are grounded in direct experience through contemplation and meditation. To experience these meditations, click on the tab of your choice below.